Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Section 1. The Introduction to Al-Aqidah Al-Tahawiyah. Inshallah, in this course we will be studying Imam Al-Tahawi's celebrated creed. Imam Al-Tahawi's book is a book that was meant to be taught. It was not written in order to be read by untrained people. Imam al-Tahawi, as we shall see, was a scholar of tremendous rank. He was a top-notch scholar. He was an authority in a wide variety of Islamic religious disciplines. He studied with many scholars, and he's acknowledged by everybody who came after him as being a real scholar, as being a top-notch scholar. And this book that Imam al-Tahawi wrote is one of the most famous of his works. Although he wrote many very long works, multi-volume works, the work that he is perhaps best known for is this small book, a couple of pages, which is called Al-Aqidah Al-Tahawiyah, the Creed of Imam Al-Tahawi, and also it's also known as Aqidatu Ahli Sunnati wal Jama'ah, the belief of the people of Sunnah and consensus. So Imam Al-Tahawi, he was a scholar of high standing. And when he wrote books with precision. He chose his words carefully. When he wrote books in order to fulfill a certain need. And we shall see, inshallah, in this course, that Imam al-Tahawi, his book is a deep book. It's a precise book. It's a scholarly book. And one of the things I hope to get across in this course is that there is a difference between studying a text and between reading a text, especially when the text was written in order to be studied. Imam al-Tahawi's book was not written to be read by a layman. A layman, an untrained Muslim, will not understand the significance of Imam al-Tahawi's words. And so Imam al-Tahawi's book is meant to be studied with a teacher. And I hope, inshallah, in this course, that you will appreciate this firsthand. And in order for you to take away this point, which is a very important point to take away, namely that knowledge is taken from people. Knowledge is not taken merely by reading books. In order for you to take home this point, I encourage all of you to read Imam al-Tahawi's book. Read the translation that's provided to you on the course website. Read it from beginning to end right now. Read it at the beginning of the course. And you will understand many things. And you will find that it's a very nice book. But when we conclude this course at the end of 3 months, I encourage you to read it again. Read it again in light of everything you've learned and in light of the notes you've taken. And I'm sure that you will find that it's a different book. So let's commence our study of Imam al-Tahawi's book. Let's read his introduction. We'll read his introduction once at the beginning of the lesson, right now. And then we will go through it step by step, word by word, and try and understand the full significance of what he's saying. And then inshallah, we'll recap at the end of this lesson by reading the introduction one more time. And I hope that when we read the introduction at the end of the lesson, it will be a different introduction than the introduction we read at the beginning of the lesson, because we understand it. So what did Imam al-Tahawi say? Imam al-Tahawi, he said, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, in the name of Allah, most merciful and compassionate. Section 1, Introduction. The sections are not part of Imam al-Tahawi's text. Imam al-Tahawi didn't explicitly break his book into sections. These sections I put them. I added them to the translation, and this is in order to give order to the text. If an untrained reader reads Imam al-Tahawi's book, it looks haphazard, it looks disorganized, but it's actually very organized, and it's logically organized, and it's broken up into sections. He said, now I'll talk about this, now I'll talk about this. And so in order to help us understand Imam al-Tahawi's thought process, I broke his text into sections. But the section numbers and section headings are my words. They are not Imam al-Tahawi's words. Section 1, Introduction. Imam al-Tahawi, may Allah have mercy on him and benefit us through his words, he said, this is an exposition of the belief of the people of Sunnah and consensus, according to the jurists of the religion, Abu Hanifa an-Nu'man ibn Thabit al-Kufi, Abu Yusuf Yaqub ibn Ibrahim al-Ansari, and Abu Abdullah Muhammad ibn al-Hasan al-Shaybani. The pleasure of Allah be upon them all, and the fundamentals of religion in which they believe and on which they base their obedience to the Lord of the worlds. Imam Abu Hanifa, along with the other two Imams, said, "We say regarding Allah's oneness while believing through God-given success," and then he begins his Aqeedah. So in the introduction to his book, he doesn't actually mention any points of faith. But it's very important for us to understand certain key concepts that he mentions in his introduction in order for us to benefit from the rest of the book. And that is what, inshallah, we will be doing in this lesson. So in order to understand the significance of what Imam al-Tahawi is telling us, I broke up the introduction into 4 topics. And these are the 4 topics that we will be covering in this lesson.